All right, I'm using Instagram on my phone and I'm using Facebook on my laptop. Laptopy, that's what we always call it. All right, so welcome to. I tried to make it a little more formatted. So, welcome to Why You're Always Fatigued, which I feel like as women, it's like there's so many reasons we're fatigued. And there's not any one thing. So, spoiler alert, I'm not going to be like, oh, hey, this is the one reason why you're exhausted. I have dug into a lot of research over the last few days. I'm constantly researching because, to be transparent, I'm always tired and I'm always stuck in fight or flight mode. Um, and so I've just been researching. I'm about 6, almost 7 months postpartum, and so I am always trying to figure out what's going on. But I am, again, we're going to be really transparent. I'm gaining weight at a pretty rapid pace. Um, and I just like keep trying to figure it out, just trying to um, I mean, I'm not the best at eating by any means, but it's just, I think I went two ways with it this year. This time after my fourth pregnancy, I was like, okay, well, starving isn't really an issue. And like, that's just not going to be something that I do. And I was always like starving myself, just not, I don't really think like meaning to, but just like a badge of honor of like, well, so I could take this off. I don't have to eat. And then I'm like nursing. So I'm nursing and I'm not eating and there's just a lot going on. So um so yes, welcome. I'm glad you guys are here, and if you're catching this later, this is up on YouTube. Definitely leave me comments both places. So if there is like if there's a symptom that is bothering you, let me know. If there is, um, if there's something like mood swings or snoring or just anything like that, you can leave me a comment or a question and I will answer that as we go. And I just think that's going to be a really, like, as your wheels kind of start turning, um, the questions are going to pop up. They just always do. I see it every single week in my tent, and I see it, I see it on here when I'm on my stories and you guys are asking me questions on my stories. So, all right. So, what's actually making you not so tired, so tired, so fatigued? So, like, let's say you even got a full night's of sleep. You're like, we always say, like, I always say feeling wired but tired at night. And then in the morning, you have like absolutely no energy. You are like, can't get out of bed. You have to have caffeine. That's definitely me. I always have to have coffee. I have this massive coffee from Starbucks every single morning. It is so full of sugar and fat, and I know all this. But I know my body will not function without it. So, how do we get it to function? So, I don't think, like, we're not going to be talking about laziness or nothing like that because you're not lazy. You're not dramatic. You're not anything of the hateful comments. Like, you're not that. Like, we're honestly just trying to function and we're trying to make it day by day. And so, your body, those are just signs that your body is like telling you it needs some support. So, we're going to kind of go through um, a couple different talking points. So, like, the first one is like, it's, I don't want you to think of it as like just sleep, that is lack of sleep that is causing it, but like, it's probably stress. And this is where I'm at. Again, transparently, this is where I'm at. I am in fat storage mode. Now, or no, see, I said I was going to say fat storage. I am in storage mode right now because I am chronically fatigued. I know my nervous system is completely overloaded, and it's not just from the little sleep I do get, like I'm still nursing in the middle of the night, but it is just like it's a stress response. So it's, you guys might hear my kids. I'm sorry. They're supposed to be sleeping, but I had to move my lives to the living room because I was not getting great service downstairs in my like dungeon office thing. Um, so your body's stress response, which is like also fight or flight. I'm trying to think of what else I would call it. Stress response, fight or flight. If there's any part of that, and it gets stuck on. So even if you're like going to bed at night and that's where that wired but tired comes in, that is your stress's response, your fight or flight, it is stuck on. And so it's not going to be a peaceful night of sleep, even if you are going to sleep. And then it's not recharging your energy. And so then it's draining you. And then you've got that like midday crash where you're feeling anxious for no reason. And then again, we can't wind down at night, and then we're snapping at everybody in the household or everybody at work or anybody around us, and we're, our emotions are super high. So I've talked about this a little bit when I talk about like exploring our adrenals and supporting our adrenal glands. That is a like super basic case of like adrenal fatigue. And when we can love on our adrenals before we go to bed, we can, that kind of, after a few days, it tells our bodies that we're safe, and it supports like the stress hormones naturally. So it's going to lower that cortisol. It's going to tell your body that you're safe. And then it is going to hopefully kind of start leveling out those stress hormones. So the stress, all of our hormones completely reset at night. And so if we are not getting the sleep that we need at night, then our hormones, they cannot reset. So think of it like a symphony. If like the flute, if the flautist, I was a flautist. That sounds like something we eat. So if the flute's off and the drum's off, the whole symphony is going to be off. So like if cortisol is being crazy because we're stuck in fight or flight, then our thyroid's going to feel off, then our estrogen's going to feel off, then our dopamine's off, and serotonin. Like every single one of those things are hormone based. And so when all of those are off, when thyroid, well, like any hormone is completely off, then that is when we're going to have that brain fog. That is when we're going to have that low libido. That is when we're going to have the storage mode, the weight gain, or not. I don't necessarily think it's that you gain weight. I think you're either like stuck in freeze mode, gaining weight, can't lose weight, or listen, I don't really understand it for the people that might not have extra fat on them. I don't know the right way to say that because I have not been that person in quite some time. Definitely before I started researching all this. So, if that is you and that's like you're feeling that, you're just probably going to see it in a different way. Maybe it is the brain fog, maybe it is the dry skin. It could be that, again, that low libido. I think dry skin is a really interesting one that we miss a lot. So, that is going to be something that is super, those are signs that you are super fatigued. You're in that fight or flight. And it doesn't matter if you're menopausal, postmenopausal, postpartum, perimenopausal, or like 20. It doesn't matter if you're in constant stress, whether it is like an environment or not, it doesn't really matter. It's going to throw all of your rhythm, all of your symphony off. So if, and maybe it is like a long-term stressor that you have going on. Maybe it is you've got work is super stressful all the time, you hate your job, or there's something going on with your family. maybe it is something like that, and that is causing you to really not feel well. And so what we want to do is, I call it optimizing sleep. So again, we're going to love on our adrenals, but then we're also going to use like the hormones blend products, which is there's a roller ball and then there's a magnesium spray. And they are designed to love on every single hormone in our body, whether it is cortisol, whether it is, the what's the thyroid one, THS, um, and that's going to help balance your mood, and that's going to help energy, and it's also going to help with inflammation. And I brought, what did I bring? I tried to grab a couple of these so you guys could see them. But so like we have heard so much about magnesium spray and just the absolute benefit that magnesium is, and it definitely is. But you should be using this more than once a day. You should not only be putting this on the bottom of your feet. That's just not how this goes. You should really be, let me pause for just 1 second. I want to make sure that my Facebook group is up and running because it said it was having an issue, but it does seem to be okay. Okay, I don't know. So that, okay, so we are all magnesium deficient. And so I think it's something like 70 to 80% of women are low in magnesium because our bodies really need that benefit of going into the ocean every single day. I don't know if you caught my stories earlier today, but I was joking about how using my like citrus one and spraying it on is like being at the beach. I mean, it was a joke, but the benefits of the sunshine and joyful smell with like the touch of vanilla and all of the benefits of magnesium. Why do I put this down here? Hope you guys can hear me. So, magnesium is just so critical. It's critical for energy. It's critical for sleep, hormones. Um, oh, so sweet. Ugh. Somebody's having like a little bit of an allergic reaction. She thinks she's allergic to peppermint. And I was like, well, let me make you a new one. She's like, how much would that be? Listen, if we react to things, we're not paying for replacement. Okay. We're just not. Um, she's also pregnant. Come on. So, all right. So, magnesium is critical for energy. So, you can spray this on in the morning and give yourself a good, like, energy pep in the morning. And then when you're taking in those nutrients and minerals from the magnesium, that is going to help you sleep better. And that's going to reset your hormones. So, that's going to help you sleep better, which means that you can have your hormones reset at night. And then that kind of also leads us into like the mental health topic of mood balancing. Um, I think that I'm always like I think genetics has a lot to do with mental health and being predispositioned to stress. Like I say, I pop out of my mom's belly stressed. Like I just think I did. Um, so I think there's a lot of genetics in there, but I think that we've been given tools that can put this down because I feel awkward like holding both things. So we have been given tools that can help meet our needs, and definitely magnesium was one of them. Um, I personally am so passionate about magnesium on the skin because I don't think that, well, I personally cannot take it internally. I get a really bad stomach ache, and it's just not something that is like super fun for me. So, and kind of some other signs that you're like magnesium deficient is if you crave chocolate, definitely me, I crave chocolate. If you're overwhelmed easily, again, that's always me. I always say like it just feels like anything that I am not anticipating is like I might as well just be getting smacked in the face with like a 2x4. I'm just like not going to be like, I'm not going to handle that very well. So The other one is getting muscle cramps. That's a big clue of magnesium deficiency. Sorry. I need to. The kids are being so. So I have four kids, and they're 8, 6, 4, and 6 months. The 6 month old really has a lot of trouble sleeping because we haven't put her on a good we haven't put her on a really good schedule, to be really honest with you. So I feel bad. But then the 4-year old and 6-year old, they're the boys and they share, and my goodness. Mm. So all right, so the magnesium gives me a stomach ache always. And then your body can only absorb so much of the magnesium. So when we use our um, it's called, I can't ever say this word right, transdermal, which means we're using our skin, which our skin is our biggest organ. So transdermal magnesium in my sprays. That's what I like to say. I can't, I always have to, like, I literally just read that off. So it absorbs super fast. It doesn't upset your stomach. And then you can use it again, like any of my magnesium sprays. You can use up to, it's honestly, you don't have to have my magnesium spray. If you have a magnesium spray, use it and use it more than once a day. You're going to feel better. I created mine to be 2 products in 1. So if you want magnesium spray with the hormones balancing blend, then you get 2 in 1 instead of like just getting the hormones roller ball. But if you have magnesium, please use it. So, sleep, I always talk about optimizing sleep. So sleep isn't just like it's about how much sleep we're getting. I don't think that's very fair because I think we all can function. Like, I am really good at functioning. I'm a great functioning insomniac. Like, I don't get a lot of sleep. And so it's more about the sleep that I do get. I want to optimize it so that my nervous system can reset. So it's more about just like, if you do have trouble falling asleep and you have trouble staying asleep, and you have, when you wake up you're like automatically anxious, that just points us to that like much deeper imbalance, and that points us back to the nervous system, and that it just needs a little TLC. So I do like, okay, so what did I say? Adrenals. I do what I right now I'm postpartum, so I've been doing my magnesium, my hormones magnesium spray before bed. I spray it on my, right now I've been spraying on my lower back because my pelvic floor is such a mess after the fourth baby that I'm having major lower back pain. So lower back, and then actually on the like my stomach, lower abdomen, over my ovaries. I just think that's the best place for it. Sometimes I'm sweating in the middle of the night, and so I will apply it for like a deodorant. So then adrenals, and again, another nervous system resetter. I think most of us know about adrenal fatigue, but that is really what balances out our stress hormones. Um, you could do so many. I pulled so many as I was thinking through this. So, I keep pulling the wrong ones. I feel like 10 in here, I think. If you're waking up between 1 and 3 a.m., maybe you haven't gone to sleep yet. Sometimes that's me. We don't judge. We listen and we don't judge. So we want to make sure we're loving our liver. If your body's waking you up between 1 and 3 a.m., it's definitely your liver. It's trying to clean itself. It's trying to it's trying to detox. Oh, here's sleep. I grabbed it. I didn't even know. So the sleep one is another really good one. I'm actually eventually going to put this in a magnesium spray. But it's going to help calm your nervous system. And then again, we're optimizing. So if you have like, well, we're not optimizing this, but like if you have like sleep apnea, you snore. I am a sleep apnea person. I have a CPAP machine. I try to sleep with it. If I can't sleep with my CPAP machine, I gently roll this on here so it opens it up or opens up my airways, or I drop like a couple drops on my pillow. Don't put it on your pillowcase. It's oil, it will stain. But if you put it on your pillow, or you could even do like a cotton ball by your pillow, that will help keep those airways open. But then also, because oils do so many different things. Let's see what's in here. Cedarwood, eucalyptus, thyme, lavender, vetiver. Cedarwood is actually a immune booster too. So there's just so many added benefits. Someday when I get all of my thoughts organized, I'll like write down every benefit of every blend. So, you know, earlier this week I was helping somebody who was trying to quit vaping. And so I recommended my cold and flu roller ball and my inflammation roller ball. The inflammation roller ball has black pepper in there, and so that is really good for helping smokers quit. So this is why I always tell you guys to ask me, because there's always so many like different things going on. So um let's see, if you have any questions, let me know. I've been trying to kind of watch and see. I don't think the Facebook group is working very well. Oops, sorry. Um I tried. And that's the best I can do. So if there are any like, I have this when I go to sleep, like I'm thinking like leg cramps, restless leg syndrome, the sweating is definitely one. My poor neighbors are probably like, what is she doing? I'm just hosting a live, guys. Get off. um so just know that like you're not crazy, and there's not, I don't really care what your diet is. Like, yes, we can always be doing better, we can always be working out more, we can always be doing this, but like if our body is in that storage mode, you are not going to be able to, and I'm not either, I am not going to be able to start this like whole new like system of health. I'm just not. I did make it to the gym twice last week. I don't want to brag, but I did. But I've not made it this week. So it just is all in what we can handle. Um, so again, you're not lazy, and your body is truly just trying to take care of you. It is trying to protect you. That's why you're going into storage mode. Think about like we're women's, we were supposed to be, the gatherers and the storing of things. And so it's just our body's really ancient way of taking care of ourselves, and that's how it was made to be. So um check those products out definitely, and like any questions that you guys have, let me know. I think that if you do have those symptoms, like I said, restless leg is typically fixed with the magnesium spray. The hormonal sweats, so I have a whole entire hormone balancing kit. So when I'm using that, the hormonal sweats stop. But like I didn't last night, and I haven't for a few days, and I can totally tell. And I was definitely sweating last night. Um, so yeah, if you're thinking this is me, or if you have any other questions about anything, I always really try to be really honest about what I think is probably going on. I'm always like I say, I'm just a mom who cares, and I really got into this holistic world when I about 10 years ago, because I was sick of my skin reacting to things. I was sick of getting migraines. I was sick of my allergies. I was sick of I have really bad what? Sure. That's my 8-year-old. Do you have that cold and flu roller? She's asking for a cough drop. Okay. You don't have cold and flu? Okay. She goes, can I have a cough drop? Drop? She's so funny. Um, so let's see. So ovarian cysts, just, I mean, everything. I remember once I was like, can you just not tell me, like, is one thing causing this? Like, one thing that's causing, oh, I pass out. I have vasovagal syncope, and it really is just all stress. So I'm working on a couple ideas, like maybe a stressed, you know, series of some sort. And to be really transparent, it's because I need it. I have to figure out how to get my body out of fight or flight. Um, you know, I don't, I do care about the number on the scale. They tell us we're not supposed to, but I do. I do. Okay? Don't judge me. I do. And so I know that it is my body begging me for help. I do know I'm nursing. I know I'm 6 months postpartum. I know all this, but it's also like, it's just like becoming kind of like I probably need to start looking at this. And ChatGPT is my best friend. So I throw all of my symptoms in ChatGPT. And then I just feel like, you know, that's something that is like super understandable and beneficial, but I have to do something about it. So you can come along with me if you want to. I'd love to have you. I don't know what we're going to be doing, but um, you know, it might just be a simple like, hey, this is what I'm doing this morning to try to make sure that my body feels safe. So I hope this was super helpful. And oh, I did forget I did this. Um, if you want to drop your most annoying symptom in the comment on this live, because it'll be at the end of it, um, you can do like mood swings, fatigue, like it can be anything through the day, it can be anything at night. And then I will enter you to win a little mini version of the hormone rollerball. It's just this cute little guy. And I'll even add a little magnesium in there. So, and definitely share if you want to share this live with anybody. Do not come back here. Um, if you want to share the live and tag me, definitely I'll enter you into that as well. So, I guess that's it. If there aren't any other questions, I will be sure to update you on what Thursday's topic is going to be. I'm toying with like summer essentials, just to, you know, get us through the summer with sort of like bug spray or anything like that. So I hope that's helpful, and I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and I will see you either in the Facebook group or here on Instagram. Love you.